Right, welcome back to the international news stage. I'm Tein Hee from Stafflog TV, and here we have Mr. Sonny Vu, CEO of Misfit Wearables, here today to give us another introduction to the latest products for Misfit. Welcome, Sonny. Could you just give us a brief introduction of what Misfit does?
Sure. Hi, I'm Sonny from Misfit. We make wearable and smart home products. Our booth is just right in there. And we just launched a few products today, this week, so it's been a lot of fun.
Wow. So, would you maybe introduce what are the two products that you actually launched just today and yesterday?
Yeah, absolutely. So we originally launched the Shine activity tracker. This is what looks like a little metal disc. That's what we're most known for. It's an activity tracker, steps, calories, distance, sleep. It does like the same job as many other products do. And just 2 days ago, we launched a partnership with Swarovski, the crystal jewelry maker. And so we launched the Swarovski Shine. It's beautiful. It doesn't look like tech anymore. It's legit jewelry. And it's a full-on collaboration. It's not Swarovski elements or whatever. It's actually called the Swarovski Shine. So we've had a lot of fun making this. Actually, there's two versions. There's actually a violet-colored one, which is the world's first energy harvesting wearable. So it's actually taking light and transforming it into energy to run the device. So you actually never have to charge it, and you never have to replace any batteries. The regular one takes a battery that runs for 6 months. So still no charging. So that was a lot of fun. And then yesterday, we just launched the Misfit Bolt. Bolt, it's in a lightning bolt. And it's a light bulb. It's a smart bulb, color changing, bright enough to be for everyday lighting. And one of the best parts about it is that you can control it with your wearable devices now. I can actually press a button on my flash, which is kind of like the Shine. It's the plastic cousin of Shine. And I can turn on and off the lights. So, if I'm in bed, my wife tells me to turn off the lights. I don't have to get up anymore. I just press a button. I come home, press a button, turn on the lights. And the best part about it is the price. It's just a fraction the cost of other products out there on the market at $50.
Sounds like it's very on track with what we've been seeing at CES this year, mainly wearable, virtual reality, and the Internet of Things. So what you explained just now about the Bolt being controlled by the Misfit devices, the Shine, or also even like the Flash, this is actually is it a sneak peek into the future of connected homes?
Wearable started in sensing, steps, calories, distance, that kind of thing. And it's an important base camp kind of use case. It's a good place to start. But over time, I think we need to be delivering more and more use cases that are more compelling. And so controls, I think, is a big thing, and that's what we've experimented with, bringing together the world of wearables and smart home products. Because, if I had to turn on my lights by saying, hey, hang on a second, I'm going to turn on my light and bang, 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 it's not that interesting, whereas as opposed to just pressing a button on my wrist, way easier. So I think we're going to see more and more of those products, not just from us, but from other companies as well.
So definitely you think, besides fitness tracking and health, this is one of the most compelling functions that you will see in wearable tech in the next few months or even the few years, right?
Yeah, I think it's going to be, it's just really just the beginning. We're still very early. Wearables, the use cases are still somewhat limited, but it's a good start. And then in terms of the Internet of Things, again, we really have to find use cases that are actually compelling, not just gimmicky.
Well, what we were talking about were mainly the practicality of wearable tech. But we all know that for wearable tech to actually really work, it must look good. Because if someone thinks, oh, it looks too ugly, I'm just not going to buy it, right? Yeah. So in your opinion, how important is design when it comes to wearable tech? I mean, you already have the Swarovski partnership, right?
Yeah, so design's important. And people often ask, is it function first and then form, or is it form and then function? And honestly, I would say you need to start with the form, and you have to deliver on functionality. I know it's having your cake and eating it too. But basically, you can have an incredibly accurate sensor or a really cool function, but if you don't wear it, the accuracy on that is zero, right? So you need to start to make sure one needs to start by thinking, what are people actually going to wear? Will they actually wear it for a long time? Are they going to be comfortable wearing it? And so that's why we started with design. You know, we started with the shell and the size. And that was it. And we said, if we can't fit something in this little metal disc, in this little crystal jewel, if we can't fit it in there and not require any charging, we should make something else. Because I don't think it's going to stick for a long time.
Right. So if you look at the wearable market, there are a lot of wearable tech nowadays. Just looking at for the wrist itself, you have the upcoming Apple Watch, and you also have the crazy affordable Xiaomi Mi Band. So in your opinion, how do you think Misfit will be able to compete against these two very polarizing products?
You know, these are very different markets. One can say that it's very different markets. You know, a $350 smartwatch is with a screen on your wrist, if that's what you want, is a very different kind of market. You know, and if a screen on your wrist is what you want, personally, I think the Apple Watch is the prettiest. You know, that's, I'm going to get one. But as far as the segment that wants to start with wearable tech, wants to, get into better shape, they don't need alerts and notifications. They don't need to do this all day long. You know, it's, $50, $100, but something still well designed and beautiful. I think it's going to be something like a Misfit product or one of our competitors. You know, as far as the Xiaomi, the Mi Band, I think it's a very nice product. You know, at $13 you can't beat it. But I think again the segment that wants to wear a $13 product is quite different from the one that wants something at the $100 price point that's a little nicer. You do have to charge it, the Mi Band, so that takes some work. The Shine lasts for up to 6 months, so it's different.
So who do you think are the likely users for your Misfit products in terms of like the Shine, the Swarovski version, and also even like, for example, your Bit or even the Bolt? Who are the likely consumers that you're targeting?
So for Shine and Flash, it's a lot of so it's skewed towards women, so a lot more females. I don't know, is it 60-40 or 70-30? I'm not sure. But for folks who just want something really simple and easy to use, and that they could just wear all of the time, no charging, waterproof, and just works with you can wear out on the town just as you could to a workout. And so that's what Shine and Flash were designed for. Bolt and Bedded products, folks who want to tech out their home on the one side in terms of home automation geeks and whatnot, but also folks who are serious about trying to get better sleep. The Bolt is actually connected to our sensors wirelessly and machine to machine as well. Whether it's through the sleep on Shine or Flash or the sleep on Bedded, it actually helps you wake up at the right time. It actually knows through the sensors when you're exiting a sleep cycle, so you wake up more gently.
So potentially everything here forms a single ecosystem: the Misfit Shine, your Bedded, and also the Bolt. Is that right?
Yeah, all of these products communicate with each other. The Flash actually communicates with the Bolt. You don't even need your app running. It actually does it without your smartphone.
I mean, the whole concept sounds very interesting, but I believe you have actually been moving around the CES halls for quite a while already, right?
Yeah.
So up to now, what do you think is the most interesting wearable tech you have seen, other than Misfit, of course?
The most interesting, I've been playing with the Interaxon Muse, and that is cool, man. Like, you put it on. First of all, it looks really good, but second of all, I'm using it to control things with my mind. I mean, how crazy is that? People always thought maybe that would happen someday. Who would have thought 2014, 2015 we'd have something like that? I mean, it's got a ways to go because it's, you can only do a few things with it, but we'll see where that goes from there. I mean, that's an incredibly interesting technology.
So
if you can really make it work.
Do you think mind control is the next big thing for you to actually use for wearable tech?
Well, using your mind to control, but if you can control people's minds, wow, now that's something else.
I think that will be belong towards the X-Men comics,
yeah,
honestly.
well, that's another matter. I think it's just one interesting area. We'll see where it actually goes,
Okay, but realistically speaking, if you were to look at one compelling feature for wearable tech to make it big right now, besides the current ones like
identity. I think you know, we're graduating from a very 1.0 world of use cases of like activity tracking, heart rate monitoring, GPS, that kind of thing, to a 2.0 world where these products are going to do a lot more than just sensing. Charts and graphs can be interesting. It's a good starter, but I think people are going to want more. People are going to want more than just sensing. I think people are going to want these devices, whether in the home or on your body, to actually do stuff for you, you know? Whether it's to identify you, to pay for stuff, control your house, you know, lock your car. I think that's going to be more interesting. So I think one of the most interesting things for, let's say, Apple Watch is actually Apple Pay. You know, being able to pay and get rid of my wallet. How cool is that? Now, I mean, there are a lot of challenges around that because, you know, there's a lot of infrastructure issues. You know, it better work with like everything out there, right? Or else I'm still going to carry my wallet around. So payment, identity, big deal. Controls, safety, I think it's going to be a big deal as well. We had, you know, Lifeline had the help I've fallen and can't get up device. One of the first wearable acquisitions ever, if not the first. I think it was in 2006. And so I think there may be a resurgence of more safety-related products as well.
What we just described is very similar to what we've seen in the Disney resorts here, where they actually use the magic wristbands to pay, and customers, well, they know the customer habits very well, right? So do you think this is something that Misfit will be looking towards in the future in terms of using your wearable tech to actually pay for products?
You know, I'm not sure we'll enter payments directly ourselves. You know, that's a lot to take on. We got a lot to do. And I love the Magic Band example that you're talking about at Disney, where basically, you know, it does everything. It unlocks your door, pays for stuff, identifies who you are, checks you in line. But it only works in the Magic Kingdom, right? It doesn't work in the real world or the outside world. And so the question is whether that kind of infrastructure will actually happen so that more of us device makers can make products for that. But we are definitely, with Misfit, we're definitely looking to move beyond just sensing and actually doing more stuff. And so and we've already started by being able to control your lights. You know, it's a small use case, but it's a start.
All right, so we've seen quite a bit of things from Misfit today and probably for the next year. What is the next big thing we'll see from you guys? Do you have a sneak peek? Like, what kind of wearable tech are we looking at in the near future from you?
No, we're going to do some more wearable stuff later this year. We'll have more things coming out. Hopefully they'll be more compelling and easy to use and still beautiful in terms of the design language. We won't compromise on that. But we're going to be doing a lot more home stuff. You know, I think some of the use cases in the home, whether it's remote monitoring, security, you know, other functionality, information retrieval, I think there's going to be a lot of interesting things to be done there that haven't really been touched. You know, I think the key in the home space is getting beyond the gimmick factor. You know, like, if you're going to have a smart bulb, well, why do you need a smart bulb? I can just flip on the light switch, right? Well, you know, if it's connected to a wearable, okay, interesting. If it helps you get a better night's rest because it wakes you up at the right time, okay, that gets it a little bit better, you know. And so if it saves you energy, you know, like with Nest, I love Nest. That's the coolest thing. That's interesting as well. But there's also an international component. You know, like, are products like that really going to translate well across cultures? You know, a lot of our sales are, 2/3 of our sales are overseas, outside the US. And many of these use cases don't translate perfectly.
All right. Okay, so if anyone wants to see more of the Misfit devices, where can they go?
Hi, John. I'm sorry?
Where can we go to see more of these Misfit devices?
Yeah,
right
so my co-founder, John Scully, former CEO of Apple,